So here we are, back at it, talking about rhythm patterns. I know that you guys love hearing about rhythm patterns, and the last time I posted a video about it, it went crazy. So I figured this time I would show you all even more cool rhythm patterns you can start doing right now to make your piano playing a lot more fun and to sound like a pro. By the way, it's Josh at Piano Frenzy, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe, share this video so you don't miss a beat. Okay, we're gonna hop right into these rhythm patterns. Let's get started. So before we do any rhythm patterns, we have to understand what chords we're using to play these rhythm patterns. So for this video, the chords we're going to use are going to be in the key of C major. So C major will be our first chord, our one chord. Next, we're gonna play a G chord in the first inversion, so it'll be B, D, and G. The next chord will be an A minor chord. We're gonna go up. And then our next chord will be an F major chord, also in an inversion, just like the A minor chord. Again, our chords again. Up for the A minor. Finger 3 to get your F major chord. All your left hand is going to do is double the root note of those chords. So you're gonna play a C, a G, an A, and an F. Let's put them together. So for our first rhythm sequence, we're going to do eighth notes, but rather than doing them all in the right hand, we're going to split the eighth notes between your right hand and your left hand. So we're going to go to our same chord position, right? And what you're going to do is start with your left hand and do your right hand. So the pattern will be left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, change chord, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, change chord, and so forth. So it'll go just like this. So it's a very simple pattern, but if you need help getting it together, you can just close your piano really quickly and you can tap it like so. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and move with it. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then move again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The reason I like doing that is that it simulates the rhythm before we actually have to play it. You can also just kind of phantom play the notes when you do it as well, like that, and then play them. Move down to the next chord, phantom play that, and then play it. You can take that strategy through the whole rhythmic exercise. So that's the first rhythm. So the eighth note rhythm sequence is pretty simple, and it's one of my favorite ones to do, especially when you're shifting them between both hands, right? That way you're not putting all the attention on one hand, but instead you're getting them both involved, working on your hand independence. So up next, I'm gonna show you how we can add accents to our rhythm patterns to make things sound really cool. Let's try this one out. So for this next rhythm, what we're gonna do is add accents to certain beats. We're gonna add accents to beat 1, the and of 2, and beat 4. So it'll go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So those are all eighth notes, but notice some of them I put extra emphasis on. Again, beat 1, the and of 2, and beat 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now you'll take that same sort of pulsing throughout all the different chord changes. So here's the whole sequence here. So for the left hand, you can just simply hold a long sustained note while you do this with your right hand. So here's how that goes. If you want, you can even double your left hand on the accents with the right hand just to add a little more variety. So it goes like this. To add even more variety, you can pick which accents you're going to use. So perhaps we'll use beat 1 and beat 4 and leave out the accent on the and of 2 for our left hand. So that will sound just like this. Again, super easy exercise, a lot you can do with it, and adding accents is one cool way to shift how the rhythm sounds to the listener, and it can enhance your music a lot. Now, that's just one way you can do accents. You can actually combine it with other types of rhythms, like triplets, for example. Let's take a look at that. So I want to show you another way we can use accents, and that's by adding them into triplets. But I want to make this a little more interesting, so we'll put the accent in the left hand, and the right hand will play the other two notes of the triplet. So you won't have any accents in your right hand, only your left hand. So here's an example of what the triplet accents can sound like. Triplet, triplet. So as you can see, all the accents were in this hand. Your right hand just simply kind of kept a mellow tone with the chords and moved through the progression. Really easy exercise, something you can do right now. So if you've watched this channel for a while, then you know I'm all about chords. I'm all about triads. So it's only fitting that I show you how we can use broken triads to create really cool rhythm patterns on the piano. Let's try this one out now. All right, this next exercise is broken triads in the right hand. What we're gonna do is take finger 5 and 3 in the right hand. We'll play those together, and then we'll break it apart by having the thumb be by itself. For example, in the C chord, it'll be this. And then when we go to the next chord, the G chord, obviously we'll use 5 and 2 and break it like this. Keeping the same fingering, when we go to the A minor chord, breaking it apart like this. And then back to 5 and 3 for our F chord. Let's keep it simple right now, putting them together. We're just gonna hold sustained notes on the left hand, put them together like this. So look, that's a pretty simple one to do, and it's something that is used in old 70s era, 70s style rock music. So really easy to do, really mellow, and doesn't put a lot of pressure on your hands. You can also do a combo as well. For example, if you take some of the accents we used earlier where we put it on beats 1, the and of 2, and beat 4, you can actually combine that in your left hand with your right hand, just like we did. Here's an example of that. So again, that one does take a little bit more coordination, but it's neat to see how you can combine accents with your broken chords in the right hand to make a really cool rhythm sequence. So in addition to broken triads, there's also just broken arpeggios that you can do in your left hand. This is a really unique one I don't see talked about enough, so we're gonna show you just how that goes right now. So if you've seen any of my other videos, then you know how much I like arpeggio sequences, but rather than put it in your right hand, we're gonna put some broken fifth arpeggios into your left hand. So for this, you'll use fingers 5, 2, and 1 in your left hand. You're just gonna outline those chords. So in C, it'll be C, G, C, and then G, D, G, and then A, and then your F chord. So we'll go up an octave with the right hand so we don't run into each other. So here's what it could sound like. So you can mix this rhythm up any way you want. For example, if you just want to constantly go back and forth between the notes in your left hand arpeggio, you can do that. You don't have to stop. Here's an example of that. All right, last but not least, how do all of these rhythm patterns sound together? How can we combine them all to make things sound like a real piece of music, a real song, right? Well, I'll show you an example. Check out this whole sequence now. This is the combo. Okay, at this point, I really want to show you how you can put several of these together. So let's see how we can combine all the rhythms and create a really cool sequence now. So we'll start our sequence with the 8th note sequence and we'll progress from there. Not too bad, right? And it's a really cool way that you can start putting everything together. It just gives you some ideas of what you can do with all these rhythms if you take the time to study each one and make it your own. So I hope you found this video super helpful. I hope you found it encouraging, and hopefully you can find something out of it to help you out with your piano journey. So if you're enjoying this content, be sure to like and share this with somebody so other pianists can get this information. So with that said, I'll see you in the next video, but before you go, make sure you check these 2 videos out.